Hey guys, Whispering Tactician here. Now, before we move on, please consider dropping this video a like and subscribing as similar content is on its way. Hey guys, Whispering Tactician here. We have got two absolutely cracking Champions League ties, first leg, to look forward to. Now, I'm on the Champions League website and I'm just gonna go through some of the team news and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna have a look at some of the way that the teams can set up, and then we'll look at tactically how they come in the battle and if they can actually execute it, and then we'll feed back again in the review. But yeah, I cannot wait to preview these games. So the first game that we're going to be previewing is the Real Madrid versus Chelsea game. This game, I think, is going to be the most tactical out of the two. I think both sides are very. They deserve to be where they are. Of course, every side, who's there now, but I think these two sides have been very good in the second half of the season, and I've started to turn it on when it matters. Chelsea in the FA Cup final, Real Madrid are going for the league title. They're in the semi-final of a Champions League as well. Both teams are really going for it, and the Real Madrid team news don't look too good. Obviously, they don't have Ramos back. Valverde is also out, and Vasquez, as well as Mendy as well, who was actually really, really good in the first leg of the quarter-final matchup. And Chelsea will be without Kovacic. Now, I do just want to look at the way Chelsea will set up potentially, because we know Chelsea, majority of the time, they go with a five at the back. Defensively, they are absolutely brilliant, and I would imagine that Real Madrid would only set up potentially with Benzema up front, and then potentially Vinicius and what's the other guy's name now? Asensio on the other wing. However, I don't think it will work as well as it did against Liverpool, because Liverpool defensively weren't as good as Chelsea. Chelsea do not concede stupid goals, so it'll be a difficult game for Real Madrid to break Chelsea down. And on top of that, this is the type of formation that creates good numerical advantages all over the pitch. You've got three defenders, if needs be. You've got five. That's hard to break down a bank of five. And then you've got three midfield, where these two can join them in the attack, and Chilwell does it a lot, getting down this side as well. I do think this first leg won't be. I don't think Chelsea will concede more than one, and they might lose the game. They might lose it 1-0, but I don't think they're conceding more than one, because Real Madrid are very, very good, but not as good as Chelsea are defensively. In big games, they absolutely schooled City in the FA Cup semi-final. Even though City had a lot of the possession, that doesn't really matter. They blocked off their passing lanes really well, and I would expect them to do the same with Real Madrid going forward, trying to prevent Varane and could switch. You could switch Havertz out with another midfielder, but I do think Mount will be playing here, and more to the point, maybe when they're attacking, will be the formation will look a bit more like this, with Chilwell kind of moving a bit further up as well, with maybe Reece James along here. You know, this formation is just beneficial for Chelsea, and Real Madrid will struggle to break it down, and also struggle to keep Chelsea out, because I know Chelsea are not scoring loads, but they are creating chances. They just need someone to finish them off, and if they have, a lucky day, maybe let's have a look. Maybe CH is playing, right? CH might be here. Rotate with Mount, maybe. Floating around here as well. There's a lot of problems that Real Madrid can cause. That Chelsea can cause Real Madrid. And so, for this game, I'm predicting a 1-1. But it's a very tactical game, and I think the second leg will be very, very crucial to who actually wins the game. And that's the same for every tie, but of course, I think this even more so. It's not going to be decided easily in the first leg. Okay, so that's the preview for the Real Madrid game versus Chelsea. Let's have a look at the PSG versus Man City game. This game, I think it will be more exciting because of the names and the managers that these guys are coached by. Again, there's a lot of things that PSG are, but one thing they haven't done is lift the Champions League, and it's the same with City. There's no experience in terms of winning the Champions League. Maybe, you could say maybe Di Maria is experienced, but there's only one player. You need and maybe Neymar, but you need a vast majority of players to be. And I think PSG have more of them. They have Navas, they have Di Maria, Neymar, who have lifted it before, who knows what it takes. Man City don't have any of that. They've got extremely good players, but they don't really have that. And the thing going with City is they don't have injuries, they don't have people rushing to come back. They just have a settled side. They know how they're going to set up. And I'm going to go through their setup in a minute. With PSG, they've got Bernat out, but I don't think that's too much of a big blow. Because I heard that Mbappe had an injury in the last game. I didn't watch the game, but he had an injury, and he might be a doubt for the game, but I guess not. I guess he's back, and I would expect Neymar and Mbappe to be leading the line for them. And if we just have a look at the setup that City could go with, I'm predicting that. I've just done a bit more tactical stuff here, but if we just go back to the normal setup that I expect, so good one on this side. I expect like a 4-2-3-1, as seen kind of normally set up in, which transitions into a 4-3-3. And Mara's kind of tucking in, attacking his winger there. It's going to be a very exciting game. I can already tell. But sometimes with these games, what happens is like you just get a trap 0-0 because no team wants to risk it in the first leg. However, one thing I would say is if I just push these guys up, right? When City are in possession, this is what happens, and this is why they're very, very effective, right? Because nobody's worked out a way to defeat it yet. So essentially, essentially what City do is they set up this way with Cancelo kind of tucking in, playing a midfield role, and then the centre backs and Kyle Walker spread wide. They have this protection from this midfield area, but they're very high up. They're very, very high up. They press very high up. They're very intense in the press as well. So in possession, João Cancelo operates around about here, tucking in, making passing lanes available, and they almost set up in a 3-4-3. It's very effective, right? This is why they're doing so well, and I've figured out exactly why this is. But I feel like PSG have two of the best players in the world right now, and I don't think they're gonna go down without a fight. I do expect the first leg to be a very tight game. However, because the first leg is at the Parc de France Stadium, I expect PSG to win. Not that there's any fans or anything, but just the expectation that PSG are at home. I just feel like they will win. They've got Neymar, they've got Mbappe, and one thing they can do is you can have Neymar and Mbappe in between the lines when City are pressing like this. Keep them up there, 3v2, and they exploit space in between that back three. Man United and Chelsea did this very, very well, right? They just said, nope. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let you have the ball, but when we get it, we're exploiting the spaces between your centre backs. Because one thing with City and with Pep, he either overthinks or just keeps it the same, and it sounds very wow. Well, that's of course that's what what you should do, whatever. But when Pep overthinks it, he normally gets it wrong, and it's a train wreck with the City side. I just think he's gonna stick with the same setup, the same shape, and if they stick with that same shape, very high line as well, Neymar and Mbappe are gonna have a field day, right? They're gonna have a field day. So that's why I'm saying both teams to score. PSG to win 2-1. However, I don't think PSG is just gonna go down without a fight in the second leg. I think City might edge this, but I don't think PSG are gonna go down without a fight because they've just got two of the best players in the world. They've just been to a final last season. They know what it takes to get to a final. Are they gonna slip up? I don't know. Anyway, we're just focusing on the first leg for now. I believe 2-1 PSG. I believe PSG will beat City this leg. I don't know about the other leg. I also do believe that there will be a final between PSG and Chelsea. However, football doesn't work like that. So it'll probably be, City versus Madrid or, something like that. But anyway, thank you guys very much for listening to the preview for the two games. And I will do a review for the Champions League games maybe on Thursday after the games have been played. I know these two games are games I'm looking forward to so much. I like breaking things down tactically as well, and seeing how the teams are going to set up on the day. Another thing I actually forgot to mention is probably the fluidity of that front line, right? Because KDB can kind of step in here, Bernardo can be a striker, or what sometimes they do is when they're pressing, KDB will go, and then whoever's behind KDB will follow. So let's say, for example, you guys very much for listening. There will be a review of these games. I'll look at tactically how the games went a bit more. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening.